60% of all human communication is nonverbal, body language. 30% is your tone.
Nonverbal communication is the use of body language, facial expressions, touch, and other forms of gestures to communicate. Children naturally express themselves nonverbally. Children communicate by what they do and how they do it. They may cling to a parent when frightened, cry when hungry, or moan when attempting to communicate their desires. Paralanguage is one aspect of nonverbal communication. It is the tone and pitch of the voice, as well as the speed, pace, volume, and inflection of the conversation. Paralanguage has as much, if not more, significance to the receiver as verbal messages do. An individual's posture can also provide information about a person's general interest and how they feel. Leaning forward indicates interest, whereas leaning back with arms crossed can show signs of disinterest or an unwillingness to communicate.
Salary up to about $115,000 a year.
Oh, this is including the bonuses you're talking about?
Including the bonus, yes.
Okay.
For me, the relocation expenses are also something that's fairly considerable, going coast to coast. So I think you know, maybe if we could maybe address some of those, I could.
Making sure that we gather customer input.
The candidate is fidgeting with her pen, which can often show nervousness. Be mindful of fidgeting and hand gestures, as they can be distracting or a sign of weakness.
So it'd probably be
I guess we can work with that.
okay, great.
Yeah, it was good meeting with you.
The hand push states a listener is directed away. The torso spiral says, I am preparing to go elsewhere. Put together, this sentence says, you are sent away from my place. Or in the colloquial contracted, get outta here. Get outta here. See, putting compound phrases together is easy. Let's go on. How about this phrase? In a turtle-like reaction of humiliation, the shoulders raise, withdrawing the head, the place of knowing. The mouth pulls to the side, indicating, I have nothing to say because my speaking orifice is distorted. This compound phrase says, I can't speak of anything from the place of knowing. Or in the contracted form, I don't know. Or merely, I don't know.
Well, hello, Internet. Welcome to my presentation on gestures and body language. KellyB23 wrote me and asked, do you know how to read gestures and body language? If so, teach me. The eyes. A person's eyes dilate strongly when they are very stimulated and in a problem-solving mode. At maximum dilation, the person is ready to make a decision, which is most likely going to be positive. An eyebrow raise is a sign that a person isn't threatening. When you actually raise your eyebrows to somebody, even if they're a complete stranger, they'll often smile. This is a very submissive sign, or at least is perceived that way. Whenever you first meet somebody, the first person to look away is considered to be the most submissive. If a person is maintaining strong eye contact, they are either 1, interested in you if their eyes are dilated, or challenging you if their eyes are constricted. The most threatening look is achieved by moving narrowed eyes towards a person with little to no body movement.
All right, let's bring in the author of The Power of Body Language expert Tanya Ryan. You were watching the interview last night between Charlie Gibson and Sarah Palin. What did you think overall? Overall, you know, she's calm, cool, and collected. She comes across as very strong. Of course, we all have weak moments, especially when you're in front of the television camera, and Charlie Gibson was tough. So, you know, overall, I think she did well in terms of coming across as professional.
Yeah. Well, of course, Charlie had to ask the question, you think you can be president?
Yeah.
And here's the response, and the question first, of course.
Can you look the country in the eye and say, I have the experience and I have the ability to be not just Vice President, but perhaps President of the United States of America?
I do, Charlie, and on January 20th, when John McCain and I are sworn in, if we are so privileged to be elected to serve this country, we'll be ready. I'm ready.
Well, Tanya, of course, I mean, he asked, "Do you think you're ready? Do you think you're ready to be president?" Yeah. If she says no, they shut down the lights. They all go home. I mean, she can only say yes. Yes. But how did it go?
Well, did you notice she went, "Yes, Charlie, I'll be ready." So what does that tell me? She might believe that she's ready on the outside, but unconsciously there's some turmoil going on. You could see that because she negated her own.